And what I'm pointing to you, you can't describe with words. No words do justice what that is, what that experience is. You may say, wow. You may say, extraordinary. You may say, beautiful, epiphany, ecstatic, whatever you want to call it. Or you may just say nothing. All your life, whatever you're searching for, ultimately, is already within you. It is already available within you. It simply requires your attention. 1 second. I see some questions here. Hi Vivian, blessings to you. Nice to see you in this auspicious gathering today. I must say today is auspicious gathering because today is full moon. And also in Buddhist world, Buddhist community, this is Buddha Jayanti, Buddha full moon. And so this is auspicious day for that reason. So just because it is auspicious day, will your possibility to go up for you to awaken? Yes, there is always possibilities because maybe stars and everything is aligning today for you to awaken, you see. But there is no guarantee. Awakening, there is no guarantee. Because the distraction is the mind. Mind distracts it. And you can't always feel that epiphany all the time. You can't always feel that bliss all the time. Because dynamism of lives, it goes ups and down, there are sometimes it's bliss, sometimes it's suffering. Even Buddha suffered, Krishna suffered, Jesus suffered. Jesus had to hang him. He had to be hung in the cross with a screw, nail on his hand and leg, and thorny crown on his forehead. He had to suffer for many days. See, everyone suffers. Just dance of universe. And sometimes there's a time for the bliss, and this is the time for you to experience bliss. This is the time for you to experience ecstasy. This is the time for you to experience. You see? Experience that. This is the time. And I see a question here asked by Vivian. Vivian asks, how can I maintain this state of awakening when there is so much distraction? Come on, Vivian. Out of all people, why would you ask a question like that? You see, you've been to every Moksha Mukti session. And Moksha Mukti has been saying in many occasions, you see. But maybe you are asking their questions, perhaps today is open to public, maybe you want the public to know, other people to know, and maybe you are asking that question. So whatever the reason, I have said this in many occasions. This is dance of the universe. This is the dance of the quantum. And this is dynamic. It is ever dancing, ever moving. In this ever dancing, ever moving, the stimuli. See, pay attention to this word, stimuli. And if you don't know what that word, look it up. Stimuli. Stimuli is something that's going to motivate you to do something. Stimuli caused by tangible and intangible energy in the universe when the dance is created. That energy produces stimuli in your mind for you to behave this way, you to behave that way. And certain times you have to behave this way. What I mean by this way is the time that your mind needs to be utilized. Mind needs to be utilized. Mind needs to be busy for you to function in the society. And then there are other times you have choice whether to be busy with your mind or to give attention to that something within observing. You see, the mind keeps on going on all the time, but you have to pay attention to the mind to function in the society. And there is no other way. I have said this in many occasions. There is no other way. There is no other way. We have to use the mind to function in the society. You see? And for that, yes, your question, there is a much distraction. There is a distraction. There is a tangible and intangible distraction. Tangible distractions are the distraction. There's a car noise. Somebody's making noise. Somebody's asking questions. Somebody's talking to you. Somebody's, those are tangible distraction. And there is an intangible distraction coming from the waves function, from the trillion miles away. This is something that's distraction, intangible distraction happen instantly. You see, you are talking to some atoms or quantum trillion miles away instantly, and that could cause you distraction in your mind for no reason, and you don't know why there is distraction. As long as you give attention to the mind, I've said that in many occasions, but if you no longer need to engage in your mind, then you have a choice whether to keep on believing in the mind, keep on engaging in the mind, keep on giving attention to the mind, or giving attention to there is something within you observing, that is observing. And that observing, you pay attention to the word observing. That observing is observing your mind, what is happening in the mind. That observing is observing what is happening in your emotion, the feelings, the body activity, heartbeat, your breath, and anything and everything. That is observing everything. And when I point that to people into my personal meeting, just you and I, personal meeting, I do personal meeting, or into private meeting, or into open to public meeting, when I point that out to people, they say, well, I see nothing there. You speak too soon. You see, impatience, patience. That observing requires patience. So, in a few seconds, yes, that observing sees nothing. And in a few seconds, maybe a couple of minutes, you see something. You see maybe your feelings, maybe you see your emotion, maybe you see your mind. You see, that observing is observing. So instead of you giving attention to the feeling, emotions, mind, body, whatever, you are giving attention to that observing. That is observing. And accepting, noticing, and recognizing that and experience that at that moment. And that's all I've been saying.